All right, welcome back to Athletic Medicine. My name is Björn Hermansson, and today I'm going to provide you with some good knowledge and some tests you can do by yourself to understand what is the root cause of your shoulder pain. As always, I would like you to meet a doctor, physio, naprapath, chiropractor, someone with knowledge with the body, which can help you distinguish if it's coming from your central nervous system or your neck. But today I'm actually going to give you some tests and see if it could be caused by some neck injuries or some neck referred pain from your neck. So I think we can start with the neck actually. So the first test you are gonna do to see if the pain is coming from your neck is a compression test of your cervical spine. So what you're gonna do is just add pressure on your head like this. If this is painful and aggravating the same type of pain you have in your arm or in your neck or in your shoulder, this could be the cause of your pain. And then if it's a cause or more of a reason of some nerve root entrapment by a disc pushing on your nerves, you can do a Sperling test. And you do the Sperling test like this. You lean back, you rotate to the same side that you're going to try, and then you do a lateral flexion like this. If this is giving you the same pain referred out in your arm or your neck or your shoulder, this could point at the direction which is telling you that this is caused by a nerve root compression. Alright, so with that out of the way, and hopefully you've met a doctor or physio, someone with knowledge that can help you with diagnosing if it's a disease or something else that you should attain before working with your shoulder. I'm going to teach you some tests you can do by yourself to see if it's impingement. So a impingement test which you can do is the first impingement test that I like to do is a Jochum test, where I put my hand on my other shoulder and then I lift my arm like this all the way to my forehead. If this is giving sharp pain in your shoulder that is very much like the pain you have, then it's pointing at impingement syndrome, impingement problem in your shoulder. And we have the Neers test, where you lift your arm by the side like this and you push down here. If this is giving pain, it's probably some type of impingement syndrome also. And then we have the Hawkins test. You lift your arm straight forward like this, and then you do an passive internal rotation of your humerus. If this is giving pain, the same pain that you have in your shoulder, again it's pointing to impingement problematics, impingement syndrome. And then also you have a test where you can lift your arm. It's called painful arc test, painful arc. If you have pain between 45 or 90 degrees while lifting your arm to the side, it's again pointing at impingement. But if it's getting relieved, if the pain goes away after about 90 to 100 degrees and then comes back at the full abduction of your shoulder and your arm like this, then it's more pointing at a AC joint problem. I'm going to bring Benny closer so we can look more at the anatomical parts. Alright, so AC joint problematics. So the AC joint is where your clavicular bone, this bone here, meets your shoulder blade. Okay? And the joint is where they have a contact point with each other, like this. So the first test I'm going to show you guys to do to see if this is the root cause of your shoulder pain is the palpation of it. So you just follow your clavicular bone with your fingers and find this groove and put your finger down in it and add some pressure. If this is painful, then this probably is some AC joint related problem. So if I do it on myself, I follow my clavicular bone like this, I find the groove here, and I add some pressure. Okay, so if that's painful, more painful than the other side, then we have a AC joint related problem in your shoulder. And we have the full body, the cross body test, where you lift your arm like this and point it, push it all over and compress it over your chest like this. If that's painful, again, it's pointing to AC joint problems in your shoulder. And as I told you before, if you do a full abduction like this and it's painful, sharp pain here, it's pointing at AC joint pathologies. And now, if we look more to the biceps tendon insertion on your labrum, and what that is, if I show you on the bone here, I'm going to try to do it. So if we zoom in a little bit on his shoulder and at Benny's shoulder here, so this open fossa that you have on the shoulder, in reality it has a line, a thicker elastic collagen type line, where the groove is being structured more deeper because of this linea, this labrum that is lying like a circle around this socket here. So what can happen is that the biceps tendon, which is running up here and having a contact point on the labrum in here, if you fall with the arm straight out, it could result in a slap or biceps tendon tear or problem or irritation. So as I told you, the biceps tendon is leaping in this groove here and then has its contact point on the labrum here. So if that pulls on this and makes a tear or makes it aggravated, then you have a slap tear or slap lesion problem in your shoulder. So some tests you can do for this is, the first one I like to do is speed test. So what I do, I put my arm straight forward like this, and from here you can add pressure in your palm. So that's a speed test. If this is giving pain when standing like this and adding pressure, if this is giving you the same pain in your shoulder, then you probably have some type of slap lesion situation going on in your shoulder. You can also do a biceps load 1 and 2 test, which is you put your hand on your head and push down. If this is giving pain in your shoulder, it's pointing at some type of biceps tendon and slap lesion problematics. You can also do it more unstable, which is biceps load 2, where you hold your hand against the other hand, push down to your head, and then try to jerk it a little bit like this. If that gives you pain in your shoulder, then this can also point at some type of slap lesion problem. And we also have O'Brien test, where you lift your arm, put it in front of you by about 10 degrees, do an internal rotation, and then add some pressure. If this is painful and if it's relieved by doing a supination and doing an external rotation of your humerus, if that is relieved here, then it's a positive O'Brien test. And that is also pointing at that this could be some slap tear lesion situation going on in your shoulder. So with those tests, I think you guys can come closer by yourself and understanding what is the diagnosis you have and what type of structure is the cause of your shoulder pain. All right, boys and girls, so that's it for today. If you enjoyed this and if this was helpful and you gained some new knowledge, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel so we can meet again in the next video, where I show you and teach you more about your own body so you can build a powerful and pain-free body. Bye. Cheers.